Good evening, everyone. Happy Monday, and welcome to the first video of Monday of 2025. Today is also January 6th, the anniversary of if you're not American and you're watching this, the insurrection that happened at our US Capitol on January 6th. A very interesting day, to say the least, and very fitting for today's video topic, which will be unpopular opinions. I'll be sharing four of my unpopular opinions and just thoughts and just yapping for the next, I would say, around 10 minutes. So let's get into it. So the first topic I'd like to talk about, which could be somewhat of an unpopular opinion, I'm not sure if it would be one. It's just a topic that I want to yap about and that I've seen a lot of different YouTube commentators and professional yappers talking about as well, which would be the rise and conservatism, right, as an aesthetic. So for me, I'm a huge fashion person. I love looking at different fashion trends, how they change over time, how they evolve and stuff like that. I've enjoyed fashion and stuff since I was like a kid, pretty much, right? And usually trends, right, like clothing trends, usually correspond with general cultural shifts. And what do I mean by that? So, for example, like in the '90s, for example, you had like heroin chic, right? And as I talk in the after this video, I'm going to share different pictures and examples to illustrate what I'm talking about. So you had like heroin chic during the '90s. In the early 2000s, you had like kind of like punk, like kind of emo, rebellious type. So there's just different trends. During the 2010s, you had like the swag rap kind of era, right? Everyone is wearing like big ass shirts, big ass, like there's different trends and it corresponds to different cultural shifts. So recently, I'm sure again, most people watching this probably are in America. The five people watching this, by the way, um, with the recent election of Donald Trump, right? If you just observe the fashion trends and the aesthetic trends that have been taking place for the past couple of months, you could have predicted kind of a little bit more conservative kind of a wave, right? So hence why a lot of different commentators were saying there's been a rise in conservative fashion, conservative aesthetic. And for me personally, when I observe this, because it's like, I'm friends with people who have different aesthetics and different types of, I guess, ways like to present themselves, and more specifically due to my alts, right? Girlies. I'm talking like kind of want to be goth a little bit, right? Like I'm talking like septum piercings. I'm talking having all these different piercings going on, right? Different colored hair. Like you've got green, you've got pink, you've got blue, you've got different stuff like that, right? Like all this, oh, and then the chokers, like a whole aesthetic, right? Like I noticed, like just a few months ago, they just recently started to like, dye their hair like natural colors, removing the septum piercings, like almost completely different person. And I'm just like, sheesh, like, interesting. You've also seen like I guess like in the modeling world or whatever, right? Whereas like before, like a couple years back, even there was like this huge shift of like plus size models. And hey, I'm not fat shaming, I'm not body shaming. So whoever might want to throw some whatever thing at me, absolutely not. I'm not doing that on this side, okay? Um, However, but for example, like Victoria's Secret or just like any sort of like name any brand or whatever, right? All of a sudden you see these plus size models, like individuals who don't really fit a model kind of category. I'm sure as most people would agree. Just starting to just proliferate. And then now there's been a shift to like actual like models, right? So it seems like maybe society's healing a little bit, right? And things are starting to change. So I guess that's pretty much my main point in that is that like yes, I do agree. There has been if you want to see maybe the direction a society is going or culture is going or whatever, because culture shifts over time, it changes and stuff. It's never just stagnant. Just look at what people are wearing, look at what people are doing, look at what people are listening to. Just these things really hint at a general cultural shift. And honestly speaking, for me personally, as someone I talk to my peers, in my early 20s myself. I talk to a lot of other young people and stuff all the time. Um, I mean, yes, just culturally speaking, I mean, it was demonstrated in the way that most people voted this election cycle, right? We're just kind of want to just kind of return to a certain level or degree of normalcy, right? Just a little bit, okay. Of course, self-expression. Period. I respect people who want to go alt or go all out. I respect it. It's dedication. It's a lot that goes into it. However, most general people just want to just chill, okay. And that has been reflected recently, and that kind of transitions to my next point, which is it is not a shocker, okay, that the recent election results that we saw, right, with Trump winning by a landslide, not just by 1 or 2 points, but by a landslide, okay. Like I said before, I can speak for young people, but I would say even people in general, um, generally speaking, are just want to return to a semblance of normalcy. Okay, um, the whole identity politics thing is being pushed down people's throats. Just this, that, and the third. Like most people, honestly, don't really care. Most people just want to just live their simple little lives and just have a successful career, make decent enough money, be able to sustain perhaps even a family or whatever themselves, and literally fuck off and go home. That's what people just want to do. Most people, right? And people just don't want things just pushed down their throats all the time. Oh my God, what's the next thing to fight for? People just want to just okay, let's just take a breather a little bit, okay? And so, are you surprised? I mean, you cannot be surprised, okay? And like I said before, even young people, right? Like I'm sure perhaps if you're on a college campus or something like that, you might think that, oh, all young people are gonna just automatically be like so liberal or so far left. That's not necessarily the case. Like I said before, most people don't really care about either political party. And those people aren't really aligned or to a political party or political ideology or whatever. They just want just to live a basic life, have access to basic things, and have a basic career, fuck off and go home. That's all people want at the end of the day. And yeah, and for me personally, I don't necessarily identify with any party. I think both of them are two wings of the same bird. Both of them are equally as full of shit and corrupt. It's just facts. And both of them equally as bullshit. So that's just facts. That's where I stand. However, I mean, like yes, like I mean, I guess the Democratic Party really fumbled the bag. Perhaps it might be an unpopular opinion. It should be a popular opinion because it's just facts. They really did like just play in people's faces and fumble the bag. Not just for this election cycle, but probably for cycles to in the future. Because I mean, it's like after you've literally played in people's faces, you've tried to force issues that your average person does not care about, doesn't apply to them. And even if it did, why make that a center of your, I guess, campaign where you're supposed to try to appeal to the majority of the population? I mean, it's just beyond me. They just took it too far. They're playing in people's faces just because you bring the full force of media and celebrities to come and shake their ass on stage does not mean that people are going to vote for you. Oh my God. I mean, yes, maybe like low vibration people who probably cannot read beyond a third grade level or comprehend anything beyond a third grade level would probably just gravitate towards you. But however, most people just, I mean, it just came off as really cringe. So I guess that's maybe my point number two. You cannot be surprised. I mean, as someone with any sense, at the election results, like the writing was on the wall for years, and it's like, I mean, you just really fumbled the bag and played yourself. Um, I mean, I mean, the only thing you can do now is just regroup and try and maybe try and be a little bit more real, a little bit more authentic and genuine, and actually truly appeal to the American people. And that's my second point. Oh, and I guess maybe this might lead me to my third point or my piggyback on my second point. I guess all my points are going to piggyback off for each other. While there are some pros I would say to the recent, I guess, election of Trump. And there are certain things that I did support him on. One of the things that I kind of don't like, it's going to be really interesting to see how his next 4 years play out and how he assumes his presidency role. However, one of the, I guess, right off the bat critiques that I could give out, dish out right off the bat, is how pretty much Elon Musk pretty much like bought his way into our government. Okay, um, pretty much a foreign billionaire is pretty much like now going to be calling shots in the government. Okay, and it's like yes, Elon Musk, everyone is just like Elon Musk. Oh my God, oh it's so amazing. Oh my, just gobbling him up, right? Yeah, I think Tesla's cool. I think SpaceX is cool. I think he has a lot of great ideas. I mean, definitely on the genius scale, right? I mean, that's sick. That's pretty cool, right? However, I don't feel like just because you do that should mean you should be meddling in our nation's, politics and stuff, especially when you're not a citizen at all. I'm not sure if he is. I think he has some status or something, is what I think. I haven't done my research on that, so don't quote me on that. However, you're literally meddling in our government and stuff, and that is a big no-no. Okay, you literally bought himself into our government office. I'm not sure how many tens of millions he donated, jumped on stage and said "Yippee" for Trump. I mean, no, that should not qualify you to pretty much call shots in our United States government, in my opinion. And also he's done some shady stuff. So pretty much when he bought X, or Twitter as it was formerly known, one of the biggest reasons he had behind doing that was, oh, I'm going to buy it because, and it was true, they were censoring like conservative views or conservative voices and stuff. And a social media platform should be an open platform for everyone to express their views, right? Regardless of whatever, that's freedom of speech, right? Which is a core tenet in our constitution. Say what you want to say, however offensive or whoever might be offended, it's your freedom of speech, right? So yeah, that was good, right? However, he then used it now. Like now, X is literally a shithole. I haven't used that app in months because it is just a dumpster fire of people just saying the most outlandish, the most like racist, the most whatever phobic, the most just ridiculous, brain dead, low vibration kind of stuff. So now it's completely flipped. So from being like super far left liberal, now it's like completely like the opposite way. Which I mean, it's not necessarily free speech to me. That's just a dumpster fire of perhaps incels or just weirdos who just want to sit there and vent about why maybe my life sucks because of X minority. Ugh, right? It's ridiculous. And also on top of that, he's been censoring people who have criticized him, right? On that platform, he censors people, and his tweets always, are the most shown whenever he hacked the algorithm somehow, and it's always the most low vibration, brain dead. I would say 12-year-old level brain level stuff, right? Middle school age kind of content. I mean, it's absolutely ridiculous to have someone like that, pretty much a billionaire, money at his disposal, can do whatever he wants to, like leading, pretty much playing a heavy, heavy hand in our government. That is spells disaster in my opinion. Um, yes, I would say that is a big, big, big red flag in my opinion, and it's something that we should keep our eye on. Perhaps could be an unpopular opinion. I think it should be a popular opinion, and it should be investigated, and people should ask questions about it because this is our country they're playing with. Now, my second to last opinion kind of also does piggyback off of the point I just mentioned earlier about Elon Musk, and it is celebrity worship. So it is something that I find just absolutely deplorable. I think it's a generational thing. I think every generation, is just a thing that people do. Everyone wants someone they want to look up to, whether it's a celebrity, a movie star, sports player, whatever, right? Someone who's like a legend, like, oh my God, oh, they're so amazing. And yes, so someone who accomplished something great, I mean, that is something to look up to, something to admire, and it's something that inspires, right? However, the concept of celebrity worship is something that I just cannot, even for the life of me. Okay, I have different points about this as well. So recently, I would say towards the end of 2024, I saw a recent trend on TikTok with a lot of people, especially younger people, doing this trend where they just pretty much just ignore these celebrities, right, on these social media platforms, or these influencers or celebrities, right? For example, like Lizzo, I think had that. Another celebrity, there's the different ones, right? Or just like influencers, whatever, right? And they're just like, oh, we're going to just ignore the celebrity and see what happens, and they do it, right? And it's just like it just shows you, just like the futility, and just like how not just the futility, but just like I would say just like how disingenuous and inauthentic a lot of these like celebrities, these figures, these influencers really are. A lot of them, to be honest, are kind of like plants, right? I'm sure you can tell. So some of them, they come and go just like that, or they're just there. All of a sudden, someone came out of nowhere. All of a sudden, has millions or tens of millions of whatever followers or whatever subscribers, and they're just making the most mid, low vibration, low quality content or music or whatever it may be. All of a sudden, they're just so celebrity superstars. Oh, everyone's where do they come from? They're just plants, and it just shows you, like I mean, it's like one of my, I guess, core things I go by in life is that like fake or BS or just like 15-minute wonders, whatever, 15 minutes of fame, one hit wonders, whatever. Like, yeah, they're gonna be here and then they're gone tomorrow, just like that, right? So like, I mean, just be authentic, be genuine in life, okay? That's a little bit sidebar, but anyways, they just come off as not real, not authentic, not genuine. Everyone knows they're fake, yet some people still buy into them and stuff like that. And I feel like there should be more of a trend, to just not worship celebrities, okay? And this was also observed, I would say, in our recent election as well. I'm telling you, all these topics are going to bounce off for each other, right? When the, I guess, Harris campaign, the Democrats, whatever, pretty much like co-opted almost every single A-list celebrity, singer, actor, whatever, to just like go there and just, yeah, vote for this person, blah 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 blah. You had Beyonce, getting paid tens of millions to not even sing, just go on stage and just, blah blah blah. You had Cardi B, just ranting, cannot barely even speak English properly. Oh, blah 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 blah. Come on now, blah 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 blah. You had Megan Thee shaking her ass on stage. Pretty much all these just like celebrities just coming out of the woodworks, just like blah 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 blah, right? And it was just so fake. It was so disingenuous. I mean, it's like half of these people cannot even tell you even a single policy point. Okay, it's not. And this is not to say just because you're a celebrity or someone who's famous doesn't mean that you're some dummy or you just get up there and dance and don't say anything. Like, no, if you actually perhaps maybe have a semblance of a semblance of knowing what you're talking about, you actually perhaps maybe have an understanding or a background. Maybe you can provide some context. Perhaps maybe you've done some research about it. Sure, but it's so obvious these people like are just fed a couple of talking points and just go there and just blah 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 blah. Yay! Everyone clap! Like it's the most ridiculous brain dead thing ever. And I'm so glad that a lot of people are waking up to this type of stuff. And I truly do hope that more people do actually wake up to these things because they're playing in America's face. They're playing in if you've made it this far in the video, they're playing in your face. Okay, they're sitting here, having these shows and stuff, and it just completely just lying to you. Now, I know by this point the video is probably super long. It'll probably be around 15 minutes long. Again, if you've made it to the end of this video, thank you so much. It means so much to me. I really do love making these videos, and I spend so much time doing so and coming up with these ideas. Please let me know in the comments down below or just DM me. Let me know what kind of topics you'd like me to talk about. If you want, like, what you guys enjoy, blah, blah, blah. Any tips, anything, whatever. I love it, okay? So the last thing that I would say is I am claiming 2025, and I hope that you will claim 2025 as your year, okay? As your year. Claim 2025. How do you claim the year? Well, start with self-improvement, okay? This is the year of self-improvement and bettering yourself as a person, okay? Bettering yourself as a person, just taking chances, taking risks, okay? Oh my God, I've always wanted to eat healthier. I've always wanted to go to a gym. Start doing it now. I know right now, as I make this video right now, it is January 6th, Monday, January 6th, right? We're 6 days into a new year. Even if we're 20 days into a new year, even if we're halfway through, even if you're right before the end of the year, wherever portion you're in, wherever situation you're in, just make it a pact. Hey, starting now, I want to be at least 1% better. Okay, 1% better. It doesn't mean you have to go all in. A lot of people, I'm sure they get all the anxiety at the beginning of the new year, like, oh, I have to go all in. I have to, do all this. I have to do 75 hard. I have to, oh my God, I have to go all harder. No, you don't. You don't actually. Life is about balance. Everything is about balance. Okay. Let's say your goal is to be a little bit healthier, right? Okay, maybe 5 days out of the week, I stick to my routine, and on the weekends, I can relax a little bit, or this, or like just balance it out, and take your time. Don't be so OD about it. Okay. However, bottom line is, period. Claim this year as your year. I've always wanted to try a new hobby. I've always wanted to start a new channel. I've always wanted to, maybe perhaps look into starting this sort of business. I've always wanted to get into this new career. Do it. Do it. 2025 is your year. It's your time. Go ahead. Make it happen. Okay. So there you have it. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this iteration and my first video of my unpopular opinions. Okay. I'll be making more videos of unpopular opinions as I guess the months go by because I have a lot of unpopular opinions and controversial opinions I would like to talk about, and boy am I dying to talk about them. So let me know what you guys think. My socials will be linked down below. Let me know what you guys think about the video. And as always, have a blessed day.